What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Low Key here, the sunset streamer, the commenter of interesting things, and thank you so much for joining. Today's topic is gonna be Kodak Black on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and wow, Fresh and Fit's numbers they're back. They're coming back, and I hope they've learned and can now grow from what's going on. But yeah, wow. Kodak Black on the Fresh and Fit podcast. It was a shorter stream, and thank goodness it was. I feel like merch. His attitude was something else. My man is whiling. He's got his squirrel. He's smoking. He's FaceTiming. He's having other conversations while people are talking. And I think he was really making a statement of how unfrank Casnable he is. Like, I'm making the stream. You can't throw me out. He ain't even speaking into the mic. Chris didn't say once speak into the mic. They were just like, yeah, Kodak, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And I don't think I could handle a guest like that. Maybe that's why my stream numbers and my subscriber numbers are what they are. But wow, hey, that's bootlicking on another level. I don't know. Please comment below. What would you have done? Chance to interview Kodak Black, and he's just showing extreme disinterest. And I think it was a test of humility, because I think as the Fresh and Fit numbers get up, they're not going to tolerate behavior like that. But knowing what fights to pick, so maybe it was. Maybe it was the best thing for them to do. Let me know. Please comment below. Did you watch that episode? Have you ever interacted with a celebrity? How much disrespect should you take? Because, man, Kodak Black was being disrespectful, eh? Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if he showed up late. That was just, he looked so disinterested. Just mumbled his answers, and he was like, yeah, I'm a celeb. Deal with it. Deal with it. Show's about me. Deal with it. And working like that doesn't make work fun. Big egos and a lack of humility are no fun at all. What would you even rate that episode? Could you even hear what was being said? I couldn't even hear what was being said. I was like, oh, wow, Kodak Black, cloud. And imagine collaborating with Kodak on a song. Imagine you get to do a song with Drake. Hypothetical. So hypothetical. You get to do a song, and he shows up late, doesn't even know the words, and you're just pushing it just to get a feature. Who would actually turn around and be like, nah, you know what? Forget it. If you're not going to come with all your energy and all that power, never mind. Now compare that to Nina Pineapple. She always comes with enthusiasm, always heart, supporting behind the scenes, and really pushing. And, you know, life is such a box of chocolates. You just got to work with what you have. And I've been in situations like that where I've had to work with maybe people who had more clout and maybe were further up, but were just absolute horrors and terrors to work with. And sure, I learned what I could, but at the end of the day, it left such a bad feeling after working with them that I went to the point of I'd rather have somebody less famous, but who brings their heart into it, than someone who's super clouted up, who is just a pain to work with. And it brings me back to how much abuse are you willing to take? And lately, I'm all about not being a doormat and actually build up your own value. All these things are just callbacks to the same thing. Build up your own value so you don't have to be in situations like that. Situations with no leverage, situations of desperation. You should literally have a format and a podcast so dope, people should be running to you to collab. Because what I found is when you start taking disrespect from the super big celebs, the smaller people too also start feeling like, oh, this guy's a doormat, I can treat him the same. And again, it's a callback to build up your own value, build up your own ethics, so you can stand by your own rules and say, no, I won't have that. So personally, I feel like as much as Kodak was clouted up, it might have been a bit better to ask him to have taken the episode a bit more seriously. Because all in all, what what did he really provide? His face, his presence. I'm here. That's all you're getting. And it might as well have been a 5 minute episode because his disrespect, in my opinion, ruined the complete episode. He might have well just posed for a pic and gone because he didn't. You know, what sound bites could you take from that episode? He mumbled a few things. Done. He looked dazed and confused the whole time. A few, all you can get out of that were a few screenshots. Whereas somebody who would have really come on and shared a story and really given their all would have been a much better episode. And shout out to Adam22 from No Jumper for him having the ability to actually sit and draw content out of people and actually get people chatting and wanting to make a good episode. So that's my 2 cents on the topic, pretty much. And which celebs would you like to see next? I wonder who else could give an interesting podcast. Like, did anyone see the Long Beach Griffey episode? That's a guy who put in work for his friends. Like, he brought the comedy, he went all in on those skits, and just see the difference, the Kodak Black episode versus the Long Beach Griffey episode. See what it's like to work with, someone who actually goes all in. Oh, and we got 2 viewers. Oh, back to 1 now. Hey, comment below. Let's have a conversation. Let's chat. What are you into? If you're into anime, you're into podcasts, you're into manga, you're into music, you're into any artistic aesthetics, let's have a conversation and let's chat. And I'm sure you've checked out on my channel. I'm only going to do fresh and fit commentary when something of big interest occurs. What do you think they're going to do next? Currently, they're doing a major promotion to hit 1 million, and I actually think they're going to get there. I think this little stumble they hit was actually essential for growth going forward. And maybe it was better it happened when it happened than it to happen when they were at 1 million. So I think they're going to move smarter now. And lately, they've been repeating guests on their channel. I wonder if that's for security reasons as well, where it's better to keep a small, tight circle than just having more and more random people again and again. And what if they were to travel and do a tour, per se? They did mention doing a Europe tour, and I hope they could bring in other hosts as well. I think that would be pretty crazy if they had a team of hosts which they could switch around, kind of like how Michael McCrudden, before they were famous, brings in different hosts who are like specialists on very specific topics. And I think that could be pretty wild. That said, hey, maybe I should do that. Would anyone like to see me invite a guest or two? We stream it out, talk it out, and we could really have some pretty interesting conversations. What's happening out there, world? Who wants to collab? Who has a story to share and something amazing going on? Or what life advice topics would you like me to talk about? I want to start taking in consultations for people to share their life stories and what information, what life lessons we can draw from that. Have there been times when you took more disrespect than you should have, but you held on simply for the clout? I recall one time I was at dance practice, and I was new to the area. It was in Japan, and at the practice spot there was a person visiting, and he was just so I don't know how to say it, just like so full of himself. Like he figured I'm the ish, all these people are below me. Hardcore narcissism. And I remember telling myself, I'm going to do my best to be polite and just keep social cohesion, not start a fight so soon. And I remember when I was even talking, he just turned around and I was like, oh, time to cut it off. And I was just, because I was in Japan at the time and I was like, manners are so important. But knowing when to draw the line and walk away. And I just recall how I don't know if it was like a culture difference, but the person was legit rude. Like, when people show, look, I have no value. I see no value in you. Just, what can you do for me? Nothing. And realizing now that you can read so much in people's body language, where their interest is, and not to put in more work. Now my new thing is I don't try win people over. Like, if we vibe, we vibe. If not, hey, that's okay. But I'm not going to put in any more effort than is needed. And I now see the scent or the warning signs of like a bad attitude coming. Like in the Kodak Black episode, if they were to do another episode with Kodak Black, it's going to be way worse than the first time because he's doing very subtle things to see how much he can get away with. First, he'll smoke, then he'll FaceTime. I wouldn't be surprised if he just walked off midstream, no buy, nothing. Just, oh, yeah. Because he's testing. He's an habitual line stepper and he's trying to see how worse to make it. So when you allow disrespect in your life, people are testing to see how much they can get away with. And when you don't call them out on it, it gets worse and worse. So that's just a little life lesson for today. Thanks so much for watching. And the stream feels like it's growing every day. The content's getting better. The host is learning a bit more, and it's been a beautiful thing. Thanks for joining this journey. Mr. Low Key, Sunset Streamer, signing out.